Hey there, guys. So, sorry I'm all out of breath. So I just got back from the title, just obviously. I just got back from seeing Godzilla X Kong, or however the title technically is supposed to be. And I have thoughts. So, this movie's not terrible. It's not terrible, nor is it amazing. It is, in the sense of the word, a sort of dumb kaiju action movie without a lot of thinking, you know? Spoilers, by the way. Heavy spoilers. Do not watch this if you at all don't want to be spoiled. Don't even try. But anyways, so it was not terrible, amazing, not terrible. So if you don't know, spoilers. This movie is essentially King Kong and Godzilla teaming up with a surprise reveal in the movie that I don't think was in the trailer, I don't think. Could be wrong, but I don't know. Got me excited, though. A little background on me, though, is I love King Kong. I love Godzilla. King Kong was, I used to watch the whole Peter Jackson movie, 2005, which I think is a very good, one of the best remakes ever. And I saw it in theaters. And yes, I was young. I was like 5. Scared the shit out of me. And the death of Kong 2005 version, traumatic as hell. For me, my mother, and my grandmother, who all saw in theaters when I was like 5 years old. So I know about Kong. I like Kong. I used to play the Peter Jackson video game, the game based on the movie. Fun as hell. Kind of creepy at times. Very good. One of the good movie adaptations of, or game adaptations of a movie. Background with Godzilla. I love Godzilla. When I was young, I saw the crappy 1998 version. Terrible movie. Bad adaptation of Godzilla. But enjoyable for me because I have a nostalgic connection to it. You know? Not a very good adaptation of Godzilla, but I have a nostalgic connection for it. I mean, the characters are terrible. The script is horrible. Music, I think music's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's about it. So I like Godzilla movie. It's just nostalgic. I can't talk. Nostalgic feeling movie for me. There we go. And I used to watch Godzilla Final Wars. Great movie. I think it's pretty good. Godzilla 2000. I used to watch it quite a bit. Also pretty good in my opinion. And I used to. One second. Anyways, and I used to play that Godzilla of Destroy All Monsters Melee constantly when I was young. Too much. Never unlocked all the characters, but still love nonetheless. And that was my history with Godzilla. I do love Godzilla. I have some Godzilla merch at the house. Not great conditions. Got to shoot up my dog years back. But whatever. Point is, I like Godzilla. And I like King Kong. And then Godzilla vs. King Kong movie, I'll give him a little backstory on the MonsterVerse so far. I think it's alright. I think the first Godzilla is the weakest one, but I actually consider it pretty decent in my opinion, given the fact that I like when kaiju movies have like a human connection, you know, where humans are reacting to these big monsters. You know, and Kong Skull Island was to me the best one of the whole series in my opinion. Oh, actually, until Godzilla vs. King Kong came out. But King Monsters, I wouldn't consider awful like some people, but I wouldn't consider great. It's not a great movie. Anyways, Godzilla vs. King Kong I thought was dumb, very dumb, but very highly enjoyable and very just a good, fun as hell watch. The script wasn't terrible, the characters weren't the most fleshed out, but overall I think it was a fun time. And look at this movie here in particular, Godzilla X Kong or whatever, New Empire, I want to call it that. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's actually it's a pretty fun viewing, and I will actually say I actually like the characters a lot. All the characters, surprisingly, they're not like the most fleshed out characters of all time, but you know they're good. They're decent characters for the story in this universe, in my opinion. You know they're decent characters, not great, not terrible. They're just decent. I do like the mother figure. I forget her name all of a sudden. The scientist girl, I think she was in Terminator Dark Fate. In my opinion, badly, but I think she was the girl in it. I think it's her. I think it's the actress. I could be wrong. She was in the last movie, but I like her character and her actress. The podcasting guy from the the last movie was pretty here. He's kind of funny actually. Actually, just random thought. The humor in this movie is actually pretty funny. Like I was pretty much a packed theater, and it was a very enjoyable experience. With that, like I love movies that are packed theaters because they get this like the whole energy of the audience is great, and we all laughed at certain places that I think were meant to be funny. Spoilers. I'm gonna keep saying that. Do not watch this mirror now. I'm getting the major spoiler territory. But there's one joke that I laughed my ass off, and you have to see it to make it really funny. But the mini Kong that's in the trailer is initially against Kong, and Kong's fighting like 3 or 4 other gorillas, and then Kong just picks up a fucking gorilla. I shouldn't spoil this. This is one thing to spoil. I'm not gonna spoil any other jokes in the movie. I'm just spoil one thing that's funny to me, and I think about it. Where Kong picks up mini Kong and it's like hits the other girls with him, like just picks up and smacks them. Whatever. That's the only joke I'm gonna spoil. I'm sorry if you're pissed off at me. I apologize, but that was just funny. Anyways, the point is, characters are not terrible. The CGI is really impressive. I mean, it obviously doesn't look like it's there in front of you, but it is impressive CGI. Especially because Warner Brothers doesn't have the best track record of good CGI in some of their movies, particularly superhero movies, where the CGI track record is a little iffy. You know, I'm looking at you, Joss Whedon, Justice League. But CGI is pretty good, actually. The script is not amazing, but it's not the worst I've heard. It's not the worst in the MonsterVerse. I kind of think King of the Monsters is the worst in the MonsterVerse in particular. Maybe, I don't know. But I think that might be the least, not worst, but the least good. That's not a really important thing. The script is not terrible, in all honesty. But it's not the worst I've heard, but it's not the best. It's okay for the story that's trying to tell, The acting is all great, as expected. I mean, come on, it's all great actors here. Come on. What else is there? The fights between Kong, because Kong and Godzilla do fight for a minute, because Godzilla, spoilers, Godzilla, or King Kong comes into Surfer's world, Godzilla's confused, thinks he's coming out here to fight, and to challenge Godzilla, and they fight for a minute in Egypt, and they destroy the pyramids. Pretty sure Egyptians are going to be pissed about that. So the fights are pretty cool. There's a reveal in the movie. I'm gonna spoil. Do not watch. This is a big reveal. If you really don't want to spoil, there's a big reveal. I think it might have been in the trailer for all I know. I don't know for sure. I didn't remember the trailer. But Mothra is in this movie. She gets resurrected, and it is so cool to see Mothra, Godzilla, King Kong, and baby Godzilla, and a 5th monster on their side. I'm not gonna spoil that because a new monster in the universe. It's cool to see them all teaming up for this against. It's a trailer reveals it. It's just a bunch of gorillas basically, with a big monster. I thought was the armadillo monster from the old Toho movies. I'm forgetting his name. Oh, fuck, what's his name? Garrus? Is it? No. What's his name? Oh my god! I have a fucking a statue of him at home. Why don't I remember this? The armadillo monster with the spikes. I thought that was him because he had spikes like armadillo on 4 legs. He kind of looked like him a little bit. It wasn't though. It was a new monster, but it was I think it was heavily inspired by him. So that was actually pretty cool, and it does go in a little bit of backstory about the whole Titan War that happened hundreds of years ago. It makes you question how old King Kong actually, or not King Kong, Godzilla actually is. Because I mean, if he's been around for thousands of years, goddamn, he had a lot of experience in this side there. Go a little back by that. That's pretty interesting, in my opinion. I love the Hollow Earth thing. I love the theory behind Hollow Earth. It was really cool for me, in my opinion. But that's a pretty cool concept, in my opinion. The tribes people are actually in the movie as well from Kong Skull Island. They're pretty cool. They communicate. Spoilers. They communicate telepathically, which I think is pretty cool. The main little girl, I forget her name. She's deaf in this movie, and she has this psychic link to her people and to Mothra. Spoilers. I keep saying that over and over again. She's one of the resurrects Mothra, some weird. I don't know, because the original television series had magical stuff in it. Some of them were literally supernatural beings, some of the kaiju. And so I think the movie is implying that it's not just sci-fi, it actually has supernatural elements. I hope they are, because I like the supernatural twist on, not twist, but the angle of supernatural stuff on kaijus, but whatever. So I like that. Again, let me clarify. I should have confessed it before. This is not a very organized review. I don't do that kind of stuff. So I suck at reviews to begin with. The villain of the movie, Scar King, is kind of cool. I thought he was an original Toho monster or something like that, or in one of the Kong movies. It might have been. I just missed him, but I don't remember. To my knowledge, he wasn't. But he's pretty cool, actually. He's actually pretty intimidating, and he kicks Kong's ass at one point. So I was worried because I'm like, this guy, this Scar guy is smaller than Kong, and he's looks less physically fit than Kong. You know, he's not as bulky as Kong. I was kind of worried, like, oh no, this is me. He kicks Kong's ass, and it takes quite a bit to actually beat him. So I'm happy about what they did with that. The monster is pretty cool. It's just a giant gorilla, basically, but it is cool. He is cool. When I was watching the trailer and I watched the movie, I thought because Mothra was coming out, I thought Gigan was going to be in the movie, because Gigan's like the mortal enemy, if I'm remembering correctly, of Mothra. So I thought Gigan was going to be in the movie, but he was not, unfortunately. I hope maybe if the series continues, I hope he does come back. I love Gigan. I think he's really cool monster. But yeah, anyways, overall, I if I have to give it from a critical standpoint, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 to 7. But in like, it's almost like a dumb, fun kaiju action film with the kaiju you know and you love, and you want to see some epic ass monster fights and maybe some buildings destroyed in the process. You know, I give that like a 9 in my opinion. When it comes to dumb action, but the movie was not. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible. I'd say 6.5 to 7. Maybe 5.5 to 6 if it takes 6.5. So 5.5 to 6.5, somewhere between there on a critical level. Based on script and characters. The characters are decent. The script is okay. CGI is pretty good. The dialogue is not the best dialogue ever, but it's good for the story. Obviously, it's a kaiju movie, or it's a dumb kaiju movie. Not one of the dumb kaiju movie. 5.5 to 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. Critically, dumb action movie with some fun, cool ass action scenes, which a lot of people are here for. To be honest, here, I give it roughly 8, 9 out of 10 in my opinion. Godzilla vs. King Kong was like a 10 out of 10 in terms of dumb action movies, but in terms of actual script and critical thinking, critical thing at probably 5, 6. In terms of again, like I said, like a critical standpoint. At least in my opinion. If you like movie, you think it's 10 10 regardless of all its flaws, more power to you. But anyways, point is, I like this movie. I think you should go and see it. If you miss it, you're not missing a whole lot, except for some really cool ass action scenes and some cool, fun ideas for the monster versus the monster as a whole. But if you miss it, you're not missing much. You're not missing much in all honesty. But I recommend you see it. I would recommend. I think it's a good way to spend 2.5 hours, however long it is. I 2.5 hours maybe. I don't know. I think it's a good time. 2.5 hours, like around 2.5 hours. It's a good time waster in a way. This weekend, if you want to see a dumb action movie this weekend. I know not many people watch my videos, but I'm gonna keep saying this regardless because maybe a whole bunch of people watch it one day. Who knows? Point is my review. Plus, I'm gonna talk to some of that by eventually. So, I'm probably missing out a few things here. I wish Millie Bobby Brown was in the movie. I love her. I'm like in love with that woman. No, I really like her as an actress, and I do have a bit of a crush on her, honestly. And yes, by the way, I am young. I'm only 22. She's like 20. So don't give me shit to look older than I am, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's pretty good. I also do like it shows Kong's ingenuity, given the fact that he's a gorilla. And gorillas are relatively smart creatures. They actually use ingenuity by him setting up, spoilers, him setting up traps, like actual traps to trap monsters in and whatnot. It's a pretty cool concept, because in fact, he's a giant gorilla. He's smarter than Godzilla, because Godzilla's kind of like a dumb animal, honestly. People might complain that, there's too much humans, but here's the thing, Godzilla and King Kong, they're great and fun to watch, but they're not interesting characters. They're just giant monsters that want to kick each other's asses. You can't just have an entire movie full of two dumb monsters running around kicking each other's asses to be boring, you know what I mean? I was getting bored with some of my monster fights, even though I thought they were cool. I was like, okay, anyways, point is, the characters, I think, anchor the story in some capacity. They really lean like to this like where I like to see I like scenes with humans. It's why I like Final Wars so much, Godzilla Final Wars, because a lot of it's focused on the humans, and they're pretty interesting characters in my opinion. Well, how they can fight kaiju's by themselves like super swords, you know. And so I like the humans in these movies. They're not always written great best in Godzilla movies, but in King Kong movies, usually written best. And I think it's kind of follows the track record of having good protagonists in, you know, sort of King Kong movies, but in this movie, you know. But anyways, that's my review. I think it's good. I think it's good. I recommend it if you want an action movie this weekend. I'm not gonna say that it's pretty good. Not critical speaking, not great. There's no critical good, like it's not high art if you want to use those pretentious film words. But it's a fun, enjoyable time, you know, as I recommend it. This video went on for way too long. I'm gonna go. Have a good night, guys.